Significant developments in cryptocurrency during the last day. Shiba Inu tokens in the trillions, bouncing about. However, amid the celebrations, a crucial item is overlooked. Whales seem to want their behind-the-scenes activities to go unnoticed, but guess what? It was just recently discovered. What am I talking about, though? Okay, let me clarify. Welcome to Dr. Crypto, your daily serving of Shiba. This is the spot for you if you're curious about anything related to Shiba. If you want to keep informed about all the latest news forecasts and stay ahead of the curve in the crypto industry, subscribe. To get more SHIB news, be sure to click the like button. It's a very momentous day today. According to applicants, Hong Kong has recently authorized a spot Bitcoin ETF. This news follows the United States' approval of its own Bitcoin ETFs 3 months before. And keep going. As of right now, you may be questioning how Bitcoin ETFs may be authorized once again since they were approved 3 months prior. Now, here's the situation. Diverse nations' Bitcoin ETFs are like to diverse ice cream tastes. You may obtain chocolate ice cream in Hong Kong, even though vanilla ice cream is readily accessible in the US. Since every nation has its own stock market and regulatory framework, it is able to authorize Bitcoin ETFs under its own laws. Consider it in this manner. Let's say your favorite food is exclusive to your hometown. However, you come across a comparable, similarly wonderful snack prepared with different components when you go to another city. That is essentially how Bitcoin ETFs operate in various nations. Not to mention that the United States' approval of the first Bitcoin ETF was huge news for cryptocurrency aficionados as it created new avenues for investment. This implied that ordinary investors would no longer have to purchase and hold Bitcoin directly. Instead, they could now just invest in the cryptocurrency via their brokerage accounts. The effect of the US approval of the Bitcoin ETF on the price of Bitcoin has already been seen. In only 3 months, it soared to new all-time highs of almost $70,000 per coin. Not to be overlooked is the Shiba Inu. Shiba Inu's trajectory mirrors that of Bitcoin because of its strong correlation with its movements. This was shown in the past when Bitcoin had a slow increase months after ETF approval. But in March it took a distinct turn, surging by more than 300% in less than a week. And this is a really significant point. The rumored acceptance of Bitcoin ETFs in Hong Kong indicates a global expansion of the trend. Because it indicates that more nations are seeing the potential of Bitcoin and facilitating citizen investment, this is big news and very positive. Imagine it as a hit song that begins to play on radios all across the globe. It's no longer exclusive to a single nation. It's becoming increasingly more well-known and approachable as it reaches audiences worldwide. Additionally, Shiba Inus are already feeling the effects of this news. Significant investors in the meme-inspired cryptocurrency Shiba Inu have increased their holdings dramatically, igniting on-chain pyrotechnics in a noteworthy display of whale behavior. According to data from Into the Block, these titans amassed an astounding 2.85 trillion tokens in a single day. The increase is especially noteworthy given that the major holders' inflametric displays a 208% increase in holdings from the day before, reaching an enormous 1.37 trillion tokens. The wallets of these cryptocurrency giants are expected to receive an astounding inflow amounting to about $70 million. Furthermore, keep in mind that Shiba Inus are quite sensitive to events in the Bitcoin market, so it's possible that these whales are seeing possible profits and don't want to lose out on the action. Because of this sensitivity, Shiba Inu often follows Bitcoin's movements, occasionally experiencing even more dramatic fluctuations. Sensible investors have a chance to carefully diversify their portfolios thanks to this sensitivity. Through vigilant monitoring of Bitcoin's fluctuations and their impact on Shiba Inu, investors may efficiently mitigate risks and perhaps profit from them. Consider it in this way. Let's say you have a road trip planned, and you are aware that certain roads are prone to traffic at certain hours. You can get where you're going more quickly and easily if you plan your route appropriately and use less crowded routes. Likewise, by keeping up to date on how Bitcoin affects Shiba Inus and modifying your investment plan appropriately, you may possibly optimize your earnings and make more effective use of the cryptocurrency market. And now you may be asking yourself, just what effect may Hong Kong's Bitcoin ETF have on the cryptocurrency market? Any guesses? That's a valid question, however. Hong Kong-listed Bitcoin ETFs may unleash up to $25 billion in demand, claims Singapore-based Matrixport. Singapore-based cryptocurrency services firm Matrixport anticipates that new investors may deposit billions of dollars via the Stock Connect program in spot Bitcoin ETFs that are listed in Hong Kong. Through this initiative, qualifying mainland Chinese investors may purchase shares that are listed in Hong Kong. And according to their calculations, this may lead to these Hong Kong Bitcoin ETFs having access to up to $25 billion in capacity. The projection is predicated on the idea that spot ETFs would get the average annual southbound connect quota that was not utilized over the previous 3 years. This is when the exciting part starts. Returning to the large buildup of Shiba Inu during the last day, this is but a portion of the tale. It seemed to be an optimistic indication, pointing to a rise in interest and trust in the cryptocurrency that was inspired by memes. But as the story becomes more complicated, it becomes clear that there is a sizable outflow that coincides with this spike in accumulation. These wealthy Shiba Inu investors offloaded more than 3 trillion tokens in the same time frame. Over the last 24 hours, there has been a net decline of 150 billion Shiba Inu tokens due to this significant disposal that outpaced accumulation. And there's a lot of curiosity here. The conflict between disposing and accumulating illustrates how complicated investor attitude is when it comes to Shiba Inu. This circumstance makes us think about the motivations behind these behaviors. Why are some investors making purchases while others are liquidating their assets? Do they have a long-term plan in mind, or are they just responding to the whims of the market? These inquiries highlight how crucial it is to comprehend investor behavior and market dynamics in the cryptocurrency area. The big holdings outflow indicator, which increased by more than 300% throughout this time, supports the pattern by showing a higher pace of outflows than inflows. As a result, the big holders' net flow indicator entered negative territory, indicating possible volatility for the well-known cryptocurrency in the near future. On-chain data indicates that Shiba Inu usually do not stay in the negative zone for very long, despite this setback. The issue that is now hanging over the Shiba Inu community is whether the wave of activity coming from bullish whales is expected or whether there will be a change in the market dynamics that favors outflows. Because it creates an intriguing contrast, this is a very odd yet interesting scenario to handle. On the one hand, the increase in holdings by bullish whales is indicative of optimism and confidence about the future of Shiba Inu. However, there are worries about possible market instability due to the massive outflows and the large holdings net flow indicators following plunge into negative territory. Investors and experts will be keeping a close eye on this fascinating dynamic created by the contrast between optimistic accumulation and negative outflows. This hypothetical situation serves as a reminder of the intricacies of the cryptocurrency market and the need of carefully analyzing and interpreting on-chain data. A plausible explanation for the current upsurge in Shiba Inu holdings and the consequent withdrawals may bear similarities to the trend seen with the first U.S. approval of the Bitcoin ETF. The initial reaction was quite the contrary, despite the fact that the final result was overwhelmingly positive, with Bitcoin surging to over $70,000 and setting new all-time highs. Prices fell during a brief dip in the market, but they ultimately rose and then fell again, setting off on a notable upward trajectory. Thus, the question now emerges: will the cryptocurrency market have a similar brief decline before eventually starting to rise, particularly if investors from Hong Kong start to pour in billions of US dollars into the market as the Matrixport research predicted? It's an interesting topic that draws attention to the inherent unpredictability and volatility of the cryptocurrency market. Even if past trends might provide useful information, forecasting future market moves is still a difficult task. Investors and analysts will be keenly observing market dynamics and on-chain data for hints about the direction of the market as they consider this subject. A further degree of complexity is introduced by the interaction between bullish accumulation, possible outflows, and the wider influence of global events, such the purported approval of Bitcoin ETFs in Hong Kong. However, what are your thoughts about that? Please leave a comment below. I look forward to reading your thoughts. The date is over now. Remember to give it a big thumbs up. To see our most recent material, share it and subscribe to the channel.